Hi, my name is Sonia from Cosmic Harmony. I'm going to do a tarot reading for you today and see what messages want to come out. The way I understand reality to be is that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So with the tarot, we can look at what may be going on in the outer world around us and the current energy coming towards us, the people in our lives, and by looking at our reflection in those experiences and people, we can dive into our own subconscious, which is creating our reality every moment. Becoming aware of our subconscious can help us be more apt to heal and discover who we really are and what we want to experience, making our creation a more conscious experience. If you would like a personal reading, email me at the email address below and I will email you the rates. There is also information about my writings, stories, and world meditations down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there is a link down below for that. And lastly, I appreciate any likes, shares, and subscribes. That helps the channel grow and get out there to more people. Thank you. Hello. Okay, so this is a tarot reading for Sagittarius. And I'm laughing because, okay, I've found that when I do readings for signs that I'm like either really close to or say someone's like prominent in my life, they are a little bit harder to do. So anyway, I keep getting some weird messages and some of them make me laugh. But anyway, I'll get to it. So, okay, so I pulled some oracle cards. I think I'm actually going to start by reading one of the first oracle card that I got, okay? Because it kind of talks about like what the main message is for the reading. And this is Diving for Light from the Sacred Rebels Oracle, okay? So, let me read it. And then I'll get into the reading. Okay. So it says, how brave are you? You're diving for light. It can be so much simpler to seek light in the heavenly, in that which is blissful, sweet, loving, and kind. To look for the light in that which is dark is an advanced task that only a rebellious and brave heart will attempt. You may not feel that you have taken such a journey by choice, yet you have taken this wise challenge on from deep within your soul. Your innermost being has evoked the situation in your life with the intention that you grow in power, wisdom, and creative juice. It also wants you to experience a bold, fearless trust in life and become further empowered to live it with zest and courage. The Oracle of Diving Light speaks of a time when you are called into darkness through life circumstances, situations, relationships, challenges, or inner struggles that defy clear understanding. That darkness might be a creative block, a sense of being in a void, or feelings of depression, rage, sadness, fear, or anxiety. There may or may not be an obvious cause. The darkness might be generally accepted and socially acknowledged because there is a socially acceptable or obvious reason for it, such as death, divorce, or retrenchment. However, there may be no obvious justification for your experience of darkness. You might not need a reason to be able to accept it. Likewise, you may struggle to find an unconditional acceptance of your experience. Just know that you are actually on track and right where you need to be. Our creative process and our spiritual path go through a similar turning of the wheel. There is a spring and a summer in the seasons of our soul, as well as in the earthly ones. There is autumn harvest. There is death inherent in winter, when energy is concentrated and pulled within to seek out the darkness, where it can rest, regenerate, and simply be until the time is right for the new life, energy, and creative inspiration to burst forth. When diving for light, one must be willing to bear the darkness and understand it has a purpose, much like winter does upon the earth. It is not an error or through lack of consciousness you are here now. It is a testament to your spiritual growth and creative process, not a sign that they are lacking or stalling. The healing process below will help you with your inward plunging to successfully navigate it. This oracle brings particular guidance that although you are powerful, you are vulnerable at this time. You need to be alert to sabotage and criticism. They may make your progress more difficult than it already is. That would be rather unnecessary. At least some of the people around you might be more attached to the fear and doubt than to their faith in your process and the ways of the creative, rebellious spiritual path that asks us to trust unconditionally. There may be frightened due to a lack of understanding. You don't need to carry the fear for them. You have your own process to attend to, and they can choose to be inspired by your journey or frightened by it. They are free to respond as they wish. Whatever those responses are, there's part of a journey for them to work through. You also need to be vigilant against the darker forces within you. These are the voices that you may not expect, particularly if you are a pure-hearted being who typically resonates with love. These voices or feelings might surprise you with their dark intensity. They may be feelings of hate, terror, or of wanting to sleep because anything further is all just too hard. They may contain vicious criticism of yourself or tell you that your inner creative work is pointless, unoriginal, not worth it, or stupid. These dark forces might try to tell you that you are wrong, on the wrong path, suggest that you will fail, or ask with great condensation, who the hell do you think you are? You must stay in your heart and not believe these forces. Stay in compassion. Fear creates the energy of anger, hate, and destructiveness. These forces are a part of life. We don't have to be frightened of them, nor do we deny their existence or try to ignore them in order to find light in the darkness. We need to hold compassion, be intelligently aware so we can avoid being seduced into the trap of needing to prove ourselves or into the mistaken belief that we need to fight against the darkness. It is easy to get caught up in trying to heal the dark. Darkness just is. Recognize it when it is there and be in your compassionate heart. All you need to do is make a choice. Will you stay in your heart, or will you be seduced by darkness and overcome by hate or sleepiness? Diving for the light is a spiritual test and a threshold for all true creative work. We successfully navigate our way through this test and pass the threshold into a new creative birth by staying connected to the light of compassion in our own hearts. It is not an easy test, but it is one that you must be ready for. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming to you now. Just remember, it is the light of the heart that sustains. It exists within us, even in the darkest depths of the unknown terrain. It's not over. This oracle comes to you with a special message. There is darkness within or around you that could become problematic if left unchecked. If for no particular reason you find yourself angry, irritated, hopeless, or tired more easily than usual, unable to rest, or if it is too much effort to exercise or take care of yourself, then this darkness is having an unnecessary effect on you. If it is time to end that now from a place of compassion, the healing process below will empower you for that task. Don't be afraid. You are learning this lesson in unending power of compassion because you are ready for it. Feel honored by the lesson and stay humbly centered in your powerful, rebellious heart that refuses to be conquered by fear and remains faithful to love. All will be well. Okay. So, I'm a Sagittarius too. So that, really, really resonated with me and how I am and what I do. So what I'm seeing from this. So now I'm going to go to these 3 cards. We got Heal the Ouch reversed. We got, Balancing Act reversed. And then Cleaning Home reversed. Okay, so what this is showing is that basically you are okay, so you're taking, it's like the pain and hardships basically that you've experienced. Like you're diving into them, looking for the light, like shining the light on them to create something different from them. But what happens is like there's things that maybe like smaller things that happen or things that will set you off, and then you've got this like pain, right, that kind of spirals out of control, like there's like a darker energy. So like you will give up on what you're doing, or maybe blow up at people or whatever, but it's like it stops you from that creative and process, that light that you want to bring into the world. And so and you beat yourself up over it too, but that's the same darkness that it's saying is surrounding you, is that self-criticism, everything. And it's basically saying that you need to bring it into check, like take care of like your like spiritual self. And as you shine the light on those darknesses or the pain or whatever it is that is keeps coming up, like you're going to gain more balance. And one of the ways you can tell is like you will actually have like less cluttered, less messy life around you, including like your home. That's why it says cleaning house. That's actually about cleaning your actual like living space that you're in, because it can help change the energetic patterns around you. But also as the energetic patterns change within you, it's easier to keep your surroundings cleaner. So what I'm showing, I pulled some animal oracle cards to like look at who I'm dealing with, okay? And what I'm showing for you is the first, I put them into 2 different sets because I got 6 cards. Okay, and these ones right here, okay. These 3 were reversed, but they kind of paint like the picture. Okay, so like we got the snake reversed. We got the beaver reversed, okay? And then the rabbit reversed. So like basically with these cards, it's like a really disorganized mess that like tries to start things and stops things and is over here and over there and like worried and like self conscious or whatever, right? But like has like ideas, but they're not like implementing them so well, okay? But those 3 cards came out with these 3 cards. And this one is the first card that came out, was the Phoenix, actually. Okay, and it came out with the dragon and the hummingbird. Okay? And so the hummingbird is like a student of light. Okay, so this person, it's like they love to learn about spiritual type things or whatever, and like be enlightened and enlighten the world. But okay, so with the dragon is like doing exactly what those other cards were talking about, and like seeing your whole self, including like the ego self, the part that's like that does the self-criticism, like just your entire self. So like what you would consider good or bad, good and bad, you don't have to put a judgment on that, but just so you know what I'm talking about, like the entire self, right? It's seeing that, shining the light on that, and bringing it in to balance, basically to raise you up. So like that, the phoenix, okay? So the phoenix is like, um, the phoenix is like, so you've been into the pits. Basically, it's like you were disintegrated by the fire of shit, right? Okay. And you transform and raise up into like this, it's like a really powerful inspirational being that is really wise, like, because they have the wisdom of um pain. Okay, they have the wisdom of the depths of shit, right? Okay, so that's what that is. Hold on just a second. Okay, so now let's get into the reading. So this is what I got for, okay, this is your main energy now, the Four of Pentacles. So this is like holding on to well, they're holding on to their pentacles in the picture, so that can be like being stingy with money. But it's like when they hold on to that energy, so it's like holding on to past things or holding on to things tightly. Nothing can flow in and nothing, because nothing's flowing out. So it like kind of, it keeps them stuck, okay? So like that's the energy that I'm getting for you right now. But the cards I got to clarify, it's like, okay, so you're holding on to shit that you need to let go to let the energy flow through, and you're seeing that truth, because this is showing like a new beginning in truth, like you're living your truth, like you're not worried about all this other crap or whatever that's the darkness that's trying to overcome you, right? But you're struggling to get over the sadness. It is showing you getting over it, but it's like the cups are emotions, so it's like yeah, you're having a hard time with it, and it could be because you're continuing to have conflict with people, or it could be the conflict within yourself, but you're having a hard time. And in the past, because I'm showing that something happened. There was a tower, it's reversed, so either you were trying to prevent the tower from happening, or it wasn't like a really extreme tower. But this tower something, there was light shown on something, or you could be dealing with a Leo or a Virgo, because it's basically this tower put you into hermit mode, meaning like it made you look inside of yourself at yourself. So like the darkness that's surrounding you that it was talking about in the oracle cards. Okay, so like this tower moment that you had, or if you haven't had it happen yet, but it's close in your energy, it caused you to like turn around and look inside yourself. Okay, and that's where you're seeing this truth, right, that you want to build on. And so it was like a blessing in disguise. Even if you don't want to hear that. But anyway. Okay, so the future gets kind of funny. This is what I mean, okay? I'm sorry. But it's like, okay, so immediate future. We got the Lovers reversed. You could be dealing with a Gemini, okay? The Lovers, though, it usually talks about making a choice. And we've got the Death. It was clarified with the Death reversed. So it's, and the Death reversed, the Death card is, it could be Scorpio too, okay? but it's like refusing to let something go. So it's like kind of like you're still holding on to those pentacles, like you're trying to, but it's hard, I guess. And that's clarified with the Ten of Wands, which is like the end of the cycle, like the end of the burdens, like you're ending it. And the Lovers was clarified with the King of Swords, which the King of Swords is Aquarius. It could also be Gemini or Libra, but the King of Swords is like, typically it's someone who uses like all logic and cuts out the emotions. So you might, because you're having a hard time, say, with whatever it is, getting over it, be trying to like chop out your emotions and be like, no, you know. And but this card keeps coming out every time I do a reading on myself or for Sagittarius. And this is the Reverie card. And this one is this, I'll just read it to you what it says, because it's like different than, it's not in the regular tarot. It's an extra card in this specific deck. But it's interesting. Okay, it's just a page. A wooden boat glides across a shimmering pond as tulips dance in the breeze. The water ripples delicately to the sound of music flowing through the balmy air. As the harpist's fingers graze the translucent strings, your favorite song curls around you. This feels familiar, like fragments of an old memory, pieced together from another life. A perfect moment of peace, but this is not your peace. Nor is it your life, but merely a daydream. If this card comes up in a reading, know that a reverie is always ready for you. If you ever need to dip into another reality, you have the memories in your mind to stitch together your own perfect piece. But you also must understand it is possible to spend too much time in another reality. The balance between the two is something you can only teach yourself. Okay, so this card, when this comes up, it's like, I see it as like, kind of like the ultimate manifestation card. Like, you're going to experience what you choose to and expect to experience. And like, you can change your perception of your experiences in your mind to step into this other reality that you want to experience. And it's like, it's almost like that's what you're choosing to do. And it's almost like you need to choose exactly what it is that you want. Because I got two different sets of cards for the future, okay? But, okay, so we got the World, which that's about endings and beginnings, okay? And it came out with the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So it's, to me, this looks like you've got options, like you can experience whatever it is that you want, okay? You can experience whatever it is that you want, and there's like almost like a temptation to just like, kind of like, you know, if you never get Oreos as a kid and someone brings home Oreos, then you just want to eat all the Oreos. Okay, well, it's kind of like that. It's like, pick and choose what you want. Like, it's like ending the confusion. You're not going to be confused about what you want anymore. And because the Seven of Swords, I see it more as like you're ending the lies that you tell yourself about what you want to experience and what you want. Okay. Okay, this is the card that the other card that came out was the Empress. Okay, the Empress is like the creator of, well, she's the like creation, right? The card of creation. So like birthing, abundance. Like she can give as much as she wants because she has as much as she wants. Like it's like you're coming to a realization that you have everything that you want at your fingertips, right? And you need to use like this judgment, this discernment, like ending this confusion that you ended. Like you need to be clear on what it is that you want to have, because you can have whatever you want. Okay. And then we've got the Nine of Cups, which is like wish fulfillment, and the Knight of Wands, which Knight of Wands is specifically Sagittarius, and the energy is like jumping into things, jumping out of things. So like it can be seen as the player card sometimes, but it's like a passionate card. But I laughed when these cards all came out because this is like it's like, well, where's the, okay, this is like you can have a tendency, like it's like be careful with overindulging, because this is like straight up like women orgasms galore cards together. Because it's like the Empress in Judgment, if you look that up, it's like female orgasm, right? And the Nine of Cups is like can be overindulgence, and the Knight of Wands is like player passion card. Okay, so but the advice is to go with what makes you happy, like totally fulfilled, not the overindulgent impulsive stuff, right? And the obstacles that you come across, it's like you're just gonna skip through them if you do that. Like they won't be a problem. You won't have to, and it's like, yeah, it's like it's like even if there's obstacles, it's going to be easy for you to overcome the obstacles and make your way through and learn. So, but that is all I have, but that's why I was laughing a lot when I first saw that. But anyway. That is your reading. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if it helps. Thanks.